My boyfriend actually said to me just last night, Pernilla, sometimes you're good or positive to the point where it is annoying. And I am, very likely. But it makes me happy. I have made the decision that I only have one life and I want it to be a good one. And I don't see any point in spending our life focusing on what is not working out.
Hi, my name is Pernilla, and this is my Challenge Your Norm podcast. I'm absolutely obsessed with anything related to personal development. And well, to grow, we gotta challenge our norm. And so on this podcast, we chat about life and how we can challenge our normal way of living it to make it greater than we could have ever imagined. Just one little belief, habit, bold move, and challenge at a time.
Hello, my beautiful friend, and welcome back to another episode on my Challenge Your Norm podcast, where I just want to make this a quick reminder to stop sweating the small stuff. My friend crashed into another car in my car while I was traveling, and she's in LA. And she called me up. I was like sleeping, so she called me up in the morning and she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like I've never been in a car accident before, and like something happened and I crashed into this other car and blah, 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 blah." She's totally stressed. And I was just like, calm down. As long as you're okay, everything's fine. It's just a car. Yes, with things like that, obviously there's going to be financial side effects that will impact maybe our lives, but we can work that off. We can work a few extra hours and make that money back. If she'd gotten hurt, like injured in a way that would affect her ability to move and maybe, whatever things in life we need to have our physical well-being for, that would have been something to really worry about. But a little scratch bump in a car, we can choose to make it this big thing and worry and be upset about, or we can choose to focus on the good, that no one was hurt and it can be fixed. It's a material thing. I've had a lot of plane delays during our travels, and every time it happens, it's like I hear people being like, "Oh, what an annoying thing that we have to exit the plane and then go back in." You know how like that happens sometimes. Or, you're stuck at the airport. Yeah, you're just like stuck at the airport for a few hours extra. And I hear people being like, "Oh, that's annoying." And, "Oh," just like being upset about it. Where I like to just be like, "Okay, well, that happened. How can I use my time wisely? How can I make the best use out of my time?" There's nothing we can do about it. Just like with the car crash, when a plane is delayed, there's nothing we can do about it anyway. So why would we want to choose to focus on the fact that it's annoying when we can choose to focus on the fact that we can spend this time to put up our laptop and get in some work done or answer those emails that we've been procrastinating? How can we call up a friend who we haven't talked to in a very long time, who we've been meaning to call, a grandma, or get a little extra quality time with this person that we're traveling with, if we're traveling with someone, or getting to know someone new from the airport? Who knows? Like, how can I use this time in a good way? My boyfriend actually said to me just last night, Pernilla, sometimes you're good or positive to the point where it is annoying. And I am, very likely. But it makes me happy. I have made the decision that I only have one life and I want it to be a good one. And I don't see any point in spending our life focusing on what is not working out. So this podcast episode is just to remind us all that what we focus on creates our life. It creates our emotions. I feel the need to say this because I think a lot of us deal with this. When things are not going beautifully in our own life, it's very easy to focus on other people's lives. If we're kind of bored, if we are dealing with negative emotions within our body, it's very, very easy for us to focus on other people and how they are not living their life right or how they are doing wrong things. I just feel like mentioning this because I've experienced it in my own life, like focusing on what someone else is not doing right. The reality of that is that it does us no good. No good to focus on what other people are not doing right. It can be a partner that you're focusing on how they're not emptying the dishwasher right, or how they're messy, or how they're not being ambitious enough with their work or with the things that you're passionate about. And I want to challenge you that if you are focusing on what they are not doing right, ask yourself, what do you need in your life to feel fulfilled, to feel happy? Because my belief is that if we are fully fulfilled in our own life, fully happy in our own life, we will no longer be focusing on what other people are doing wrong. We can observe it. We can see that, oh, the way that that person is living their life does not look too healthy. And when we come from that place, just observing it, seeing it, we can maybe help them, guide them, share useful knowledge as to how they could potentially make little changes. And that to me is very different. Observing someone doing something that maybe doesn't look healthy and wanting to help them rather than judging them, looking at what they're not doing right and allowing it to almost affect our energy. Not almost, a lot of us, it does affect our energy, especially if it's people that are close to us. We'll be like, oh, why aren't they doing this? Or you should be doing this, blaming them maybe. If you are sweating the small stuff that they are doing wrong, I would love for you to look at your own life and what you can do to better that. Something else when it comes to sweating the small stuff that I found so useful in my life is whenever I'm struggling with something and something is spiraling in my mind. It could be, oh, it feels so hard to, let's just say this, eat healthy when my person that I'm living with isn't. So I keep, eating wrong because of that. Or it's so hard for me to manage everything that I've got going on because I have my fitness activities, I have my children that I have to take care of, and I have to trying to finish my studies at the same time, and everything just feels messy and I'm always all over the place. It's like so overwhelming. Whenever we're dealing with things that feel like it's hard for us to figure out what to do in these instances, these experiences, these day-to-day little things, big things, it can feel like, right? Clarity is the key. Sitting down on your booty, figuring out, okay, let's say in the roommate example, the roommate is not eating, it can be a partner, obviously, it can be parents, whatever. They're not eating in alignment with what I want. Okay, well, sit down on your booty. What could I do right now to solve this problem? Well, I can make sure to do my own grocery shopping and not eat whatever they're eating. That's just an example. When it comes to clarity around this overwhelmingness of life, when you have kids and a work and you want to finish your studies, like sitting down on your booty, asking yourself, what do I need to do to manage all of these things that I have got going on? Number one, I'm just going to give examples here. Eliminate the hour of scrolling / Netflix that I do every night so that I can get to bed 1 hour earlier. When you get to bed 1 hour earlier, you can then get up 30 minutes earlier, get 30 minutes extra sleep, get up 30 minutes earlier, so that every single morning you just have time to sit with yourself in peace, maybe plan out your day and focus on 3 things that you're grateful for. From having this time to yourself, not only will you not just start your day with, feeling overwhelmed with everything, but you've planned out your day. So I find this so useful when we put everything down on paper. It's just like when we finish one thing, then we can move on to the next. And we have kind of structured everything so it doesn't feel so overwhelming. Maybe when you sit down and you're like looking at your plans and everything that you want to get in, a part of that is, 30 minutes of cardio a day. And you sit down on your butt, you figure out, wow, you know what I could do? I could get a standing desk with one of those like walking treadmills so that while I'm working throughout the day, I can get in my 10K steps without taking away whatever time it would take for you to get to the gym and put on your workout clothes and do your whatever running on the treadmill. Instead, what I'm going to do is every single day, I'm going to spend 1 or maybe 2 hours walking while I'm getting my work done. Maybe that's what comes to you. And little by little, as you take every single area of thing that feels overwhelming, you structure a plan. You create new routines. For example, meal prepping every single dinner of the night, or at least planning out what you're going to make on Sunday evening. Maybe you even start ordering all your grocery list online so that you don't have to spend the time grocery shopping. So like little by little, you take all of these things that are feeling overwhelming and you find clarity as to how you can make this easy on yourself. This way, you will no longer walk around sweating all these little things that are stressing you out, but you have clarity, you have a clear plan, and everything becomes simplified. I know that many people who are potentially going through this, and I myself would think this if I was going through something that felt overwhelming, I'd be like, yeah, that's easier said than done. But I do think that if you just take 60 minutes, that's a long time, I know, but it's going to be worth it because it's going to save you months of stressing around. 60 minutes to plan out your life, every little thing that you're stressing about, to find solutions. Because when it's in your mind, you're stressing about it, it feels overwhelming. If you sit down and you create a structured, clear plan, it will just become so much simpler. It'll feel simplified. So everything that feels overwhelming, like clarity surrounding. So whatever it is that you're sweating, this small stuff, whether it be like a car accident, a delayed flight, or just like daily life, like whatever it is that you're stressing, clarity on, okay, what can I do to find a solution and move on, right? We only have one life. Let's focus on the good. Let's find solutions. Let's make it the best that we can. And to make it the best that we can, it really comes down to the daily little thoughts, habits that we have when things don't go the way that we wanted it to. And something else that just came to me now that really is just, it's the most beautiful thing to continuously remind myself of is whenever something goes wrong, as in I think it goes wrong, as in it does not go according to my plan, I have made myself believe that everything happens for a reason. I just trust that, okay, well, I don't know yet why this happened, but I trust that something good is going to come out of it. For example, when I was sick in Scotland, which I got sick in LA and then I kept being a little ill in Scotland, the trusting that, okay, something is going to come from this, and something major did come from it. I was forced to slow down, and it allowed me the space that I needed to gain this massive awakening that I've been not open to receiving previously. But by slowing down, by getting sick, I was forced to slow down, and that allowed the space for this new revolution, this new idea in my brain to pop up that is going to be life-changing for me moving forward, for my stress levels and day-to-day happiness. So sometimes, always for me, when things don't go the way I wanted it to, let's say you don't get a job that you really wanted or the opportunity that you really wanted, maybe there was a reason. Maybe something better is waiting for you. For me, at least, like when I look back, I can see all these things in my life where it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to, but something so much better came from it. And that's cool to think about when something in the here and now doesn't work out. Just reminding myself, okay, well, in the past you wanted this, this, and that, and thank God that did not happen, because today you're in such a better place because of it. So that's a cool little reminder as well whenever something goes wrong in your day-to-day life and you start sweating that small stuff, to switch it around, turn it into something positive. That was all I had to share today. I hope that you go out there today and this week, and whenever something starts being irritating, something comes in that messes with your positive energy, that you remind yourself of the good. Find gratitude in what you have here now. Remind yourself that this is for a reason. And remember that things could be way worse. Things could always get way worse. So being grateful for the things that we do have that are going right, I think is always beautiful, and finding clarity if we do need to find a solution for something as well. If you found this useful, please share it with someone that you think would find it useful. If you want to join my July Transformation Challenge, I'll put the link below. If you haven't yet, I would love it if you would subscribe and write a review or give me some stars. And as always, remember that in order for you to grow, you have to challenge your norm.